Hello, hello! I'm the official narrator. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames spread by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today we're looking at Noibat and Noivern. I did type Noivern, right? Yeah, this is Noivern. I thought for a minute, I was like, maybe I didn't type it. Maybe I'm an idiot. You know what's really weird? The rest of this is now just legendaries. Like, I knew Kalos was gonna fly by, don't get me wrong, but it feels weird to be like, oh, that's it. I'll acknowledge these two. They're not particularly special, but I just expect to see plenty of stuff like it, so here we go. Echo, do you get it? It's a bat with audio as its defining characteristic. Cool, moving on. Decibel, same thing. Noise. Now, these could also work, Decibel I think is going to be better for something like maybe Explode. Echo, I don't know so much about that one, but they're there if you want them. It's just like kind of generic names that are going to fit the theme of the Pokemon. Gotta be honest with you, if it didn't say Transformers, I never would have known that was a Transformers thing. I would have thought you just put two words together to try and sound cool. So, not my personal choice, but you know, for the sake of it. Once it says Transformers, I was like, yeah, I guess it makes sense. We got Starscream, so I guess Night Scream's not that far-fetched. But it's there, I guess, if you want Transformers. It's not often you see people recommend, well, I guess maybe in Kanto, but like, I did pull up the comment suggestions and I saw that this is in fact a canon nickname from in-game trade in Alola. I don't remember any trade like that, but sure! Canon nicknames are fine, I guess, if you want. Now, I'm positive I've seen something along this line before, but Beats by Dre kind of came to mind. I want to say Slowpoke Tail, probably, but I know I've seen Beats by Dre as a joke nickname before. I don't remember who it was for, but Noivern's an option. Soundtrack I actually like. Like, for a generic sound-based nickname, that's one we've never seen before, and I kind of fuck with that one. Unfortunately, we weren't lucky, and we had to see him again today. So this, I'm going to say for sure, will probably be the last time we ever have to look at this child's cringe. Because I've never seen him cover anything in Alola. And I don't think he usually covers legendaries. Though, suddenly I have a bad feeling. Anyway, Draconic. That's just a word you see all the time in general anyway. Usually like as an adjective of being dragon-like. But in his mind, it's a combination of dragon and Sonic. So, you know, every 8-year-old's dream. Sega child's dream. Stereo. I personally used this one for my Explode, and I got that from Prince Boo in his PBR videos, and that was kind of one of the main influences that made me want to change up my stupid naming thematic of, oh, let's just copy what the trainers in Pokemon Stadium do and like make a little theme and slightly alter the name into, let's make actual jokes and try and come up with some more creative ideas and stuff like that. Stereo's a good nickname. I don't necessarily have a problem with it on Noivern. I don't really think there's anything wrong with it. I think maybe because based off his logic, if you wanted to do Boombox, that might work as well. Echo Storm. And he talks about how bats use echolocation. And then he talks about how he added Storm because Hurricane. Yeah, I don't care for that one at all. We could live without that. Echo wasn't particularly special, but adding Storm to it definitely didn't make it any better. Soundwave, I don't mind. That one's okay. Sound-doo, however, sounds like sound-doo-doo, so don't use that one. But Soundwave's okay, and I hate his description of, not only does it sound badass, choke on a dick, please. And make sure it kills you when it does. 1,000 ways to die! That's actually happened to people before. Hey, I actually didn't expect to see that. There you go. Props for originality. So, Yooka-Laylee is a game that I feel is a little overhated because it just didn't meet the hype of the fans, and that's a moral lesson you should all learn about expectations versus reality. Don't set unrealistic expectations and you won't have your heart broken. Me, I kind of went in with the mentality of everyone hates this, but I still want to give it a try, and I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it. And I got almost 100%. The only thing I didn't get was all the music notes, we'll call it. But I like that idea. That's different. And it's kind of nice. And, I have my Arbok named after Trouser from Yooka-Laylee as well. So, there you go. There's another Yooka-Laylee-based nickname. Alright, I'm gonna go over this one just because it kind of gave me ideas. First of all, Audible being like, what? Isn't that Amazon? I'm pretty sure that's Amazon. You'd think after like hearing it spoken by every single YouTube idiot like 50,000 times, I would know it, but yeah. Audible is an idea, and then reading that also kind of just made me think of Audacity, which, secret for you, that's the fancy little editing, well, not really. I use it as a backup in case something happens with OBS to my audio, then I can have the original audio there. But yeah, it's a program for recording your voice and audio editing. Very basic audio editing, but it's there. And then Banshee, I remember that one being, I think it was the original nickname for my Miss Magius? And then I switched it over. And I never actually said to which I switched over. I switched over to Teehee from Banjo-Kazooie because it just randomly hit me that day. But yeah, that's an idea. And then the one thing I think is really weird is the fact that he spaces the words outside. I don't know why there has to be a space there. First off, Ridley doesn't have fur. I don't necessarily mind the idea of this, but I do feel like Ridley's going to come across more of dragon than bat, and Noivern comes across as more bat than dragon. So, although I don't mind the idea, I just like semantics. This is coming from a guy whose Aerodactyl is named Ridley because there wasn't anything else better for Aerodactyl, though, so do what you will with that. It's a space pirate! Personally, out of all the nicknames here, I fuck with this one. I'll go ahead and just give you guys a few seconds to look at this in case you want more sound-based nicknames. We see stuff like this frequently. You can pick a sound Pokemon and it's probably there. Probably for fucking Meloetta. You've probably seen some of these, or to Exploud. My mind also says Chimecho. I don't know. It's just generic sound nicknames if you want any of them. I knew it! I'm not crazy! Okay, we've reached the bottom. I will admit there are some things on here that I skipped deliberately because I'm just going to recommend, if this video didn't help you, to maybe take a look at things like the Golbat episode. I don't remember. What are the bad Pokemon we had? Are those the only two? Because, like, there was a lot of easy beats that were missed. But before we go into that, spreadsheet has Boombox, which I actually did say earlier. Wub Wub, which I don't particularly care for as a nickname. I'd rather, if you do that, just call it Dubstep. Supersonic, use Supersonic. That's stupid. Chirper is stupid. But anyway, this episode surprisingly missed some very obvious marks in generic names that you're gonna see in things like the Golbat episode, like vampires or Batman, Gotham, stuff like that. Oh, it's kind of weird. Like, it was focused so much on the sound-based aspect of it that it kind of forgot the bat-based aspect of it. The only things I really wrote down, I mean, honestly, it was just generic sound names again. Soundwave, Soundtrack, I think were the two I liked best. And then Laylee being the one standout where I was like, oh, that's different, I like that. But otherwise, I didn't write anything else down. We didn't necessarily find bad ideas, just nothing that I was in love with or anything like that. But this is stuff I have written down from, I want to say, I guess, just the Golbat episode. I swear there's another bat Pokemon, but I might be crazy. Sir Swoop, which is what I personally use for my Crobat. I don't give a fuck if it's gender-based or whatever. I don't care if it's a girl, I'm still calling it Sir Swoop. If you want to do the generic thing, it's Swooper, and that's the Mario. Sir Swoop is the name they gave the bat guy inside Thousand Year Door, so that's where it's coming from. Keese! Zelda! This should be fucking obvious as hell. I don't know why that wasn't even there. Like, again, you're missing the bat part of this. Semisonic, that's a band? Is that the band that does Closing Time? I think that is the band that does Closing Time. You guys all know the song Closing Time. I didn't know it was a joke from The Office, but apparently it is. My managers will play it at work sometimes when they're trying to get people to fuck off. But I remember seeing Semisonic at a previous thread and just writing it down, be like, that's a good idea, I like that. And then going on the Animality series as well, Sector, where his animality is to turn into a bat. And I like that. And I always thought to myself, I'm like, if they ever decided to revisit the Animalities, I do think that this would probably be reworked and revisited by Scarlet. Because Scarlet, blood, vampire, bat. And then it'd probably just be like, instead of cutting its head off, it'd probably just like fucking maul them and drink their blood or some shit. But that's an idea. Now, none of those are the ones I personally use. The one I personally use is going to continue based off of my Jackie Chan nicknames, where this is based off the Sky Demon, Shi Wu.
What in the netherworld is wrong with you, Pokemon?
It cannot
reach!
Shiwu, scratch your sister's back so we may get on with our meeting.
There's a lot of back. Could take a while.
I don't know, to me it's perfect fit. They both visually kind of look similar and have that, it's mostly the wings that sells it for me, but yeah, I'd never trade it for anything in the world. I don't know, it's there, it's easy, and it's gonna be close to my heart, so that's what I personally use. Hopefully this video helped you. If it didn't, check out Crobat or secret other bat Pokemon that I can't remember. Feel free to leave all comments and suggestions down below. Give a thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Bats secretly aren't blind. Did you know that? They actually have really good eyesight. They just have cool hearing in addition to it. Swoobat, however, doesn't have the best eyesight. He doesn't really have eyes.